Be kind to yourself. We tell others to be kind to themselves, to one another, but a lot of the time we really fail to tell our inner voice to be quiet, to be kind to us when it's speaking to us. We judge ourselves. We're so critical of everything we do, but we wouldn't be that critical if it was somebody else doing it. We'd be motivating, uplifting, helpful. And a good thing to do in situations like this. 2 cows playing here. It's lovely. A good practice is think about yourself as a small child. How would you want that child to be treated? How would you talk to that child? Because we are that child. That child is within us. Think back to the time when you were a small boy or girl. You're still that person. You're just in a bigger body. So if you're saying negative things, unkind things to yourself the whole time, judging yourself harshly, telling yourself that you should be doing better, just think you're speaking to that small boy, that small girl, and treat them a bit kinder. It doesn't mean you don't need to make changes if you want to, but do it from a place of compassion and kindness and love. What we put in our minds in regards to everything is what's reflected in our lives. So if we put kindness, positivity, uplifting thoughts into our subconscious through our self-talk, that's what will come into our existence. Talk kindly to ourselves, talk kindly to others. Be nice. Offer somebody to go in front of you in the line in the supermarket. Don't wind yourself up with small little things. All of these come together to make you, and you're not doing it to just let somebody go in front of you. There is a higher reason for this, and it's living a life that's beautiful and joyful and happy, not stifled, restricted and tense. And when we're kind to ourselves and kind to others, but particularly because where do we spend the most amount of time? Or where do we spend all of our time for our entire life? In our head. We have mental activity going on almost the entire time. So that, I would suggest, is the place that you want to make a nicer home to be in. What if when you were sat in quiet meditation or contemplation, your brain was speaking kind things to you? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that make for a better life? And you do that through training your subconscious by speaking nicely to yourselves, speaking nicely to others, only putting your attention on positivity. It's not saying if a situation comes up you can't deal with it, but don't put unnecessary negativity in your head. Don't be watching murder and violence all the time on TV. Don't be reading books which are just contained with grotesqueness and adultery. Read something that's uplifting you. Watch something that's nourishing your soul. And it may seem stupid, and you may think, no, I'm just going to continue watching my documentaries on serial killers on Netflix. But what you think about, you become, and this whole everything that goes into here materializes out here. So if you're wondering why maybe you're feeling just a little bit angry or a little bit stressed out or whatever it may be, all of these negative emotions, just look at what you're putting into your body. Are you reading unhelpful media? Do you start the day listening to negative news and newspaper or the radio? Is all of the media you consume usually a negative story or a negative narrative? If it is, think to yourself, Doesn't that make a little bit of sense that maybe I'm not feeling so good in my head? Find something that fills you with joy, love, confidence. Find things that uplift you, that are joyful, that nourish your soul. And don't forget to slow down, quieten the mind through meditation, through breath work, through contemplation, prayer. Give yourself time just to switch off, enjoy life's beauty without the noise. If you want to find out how, you can always send me a message or leave it in the comments, or just start by sitting. When you'd normally switch the TV on, start by sitting for 5 minutes without the TV on. Just see how you feel. My microphone's... I wanted to get some sun on the skin, some vitamin D, some UV rays. So I've not got a shirt on. So my microphone's on my necklace. Hopefully you've been able to hear what I've been talking about. But be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Kindness is... I'll tell you what it's not underrated. Soak it up, lap it up. Let it come forth in your life. And next time you want to say to yourself something negative, you're an idiot for eating that second piece of cake, or you don't look good in that, or say instead, next time I'm going to do better. Or, I loved those 2 slices of cake. I'm so glad I ate them. But next time, maybe I won't have 2 slices. Or when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, instead of saying negative things, I look crap in this, I look fat, whatever it may be. Just look in the mirror and say, what an incredible body given by God. How wonderful that I've got the ability to breathe, to look at myself with vision, and put your attention in gratitude. That's powerful. Be kind. I'll see you in the next one.